Hello, everybody. This is Eliz-sha from wisdomseekers.net, and I'm here today for the week of 25th. Let me see, 25th to wrong day, no, from the 27th to the 4th. I should have done that beforehand. The week of the 28th to the 4th. This is the energy for that week, and let me see. The first card I put was move. And you all know, wherever you go, hello Moon Feather, wherever we go right now, there's a great deal of motion. There's a great deal of movement. And that's in your own personal life. I can attest to that from doing readings and from dealing with people. And there's a lot of shifting and changing in the universe right now. And it's actually a good thing. Not comfortable. I never promised you comfortable, but it is good. How it ends up, that will depend upon how we do as a people, whether or not we allow ourselves to elevate or get sucked down. So the first card I pulled is the Ten of Wands, which is a card of hard work. And yes, right now it really is hard work. It's a difficult. It is, and I'm including myself in that. It's a difficult time to be alive. Exciting time when we go to the great beyond and we sit around gossiping about how life was. We will have stories to tell. And just, oh wow, pretty exciting. But living through it, it's not necessarily the easiest thing we can do. What comes on top of it is the Seven of Wands, which means we have the capabilities. We're capable of dealing with this situation. We're very capable. We have the tools. We've learned the tools, and if we don't have the tools, we're smart enough to reach out to people who do have the tools. So that bodes well for us, honestly. And what's behind us is the world. And yes, we are doing this for ourselves, but for the world. But we are not separate from the world. We are part of the world. People like to think that they are not of the world, that they are actually separate from the world. But we live upon it. We create upon it. We are part of Earth. The same as a tree or a stone is part of the earth. Even if we create a house, it's created from stuff that comes from the earth originally. We go back into the earth. But that's a misnomer because we never separate from the earth. We are. When they say earth, we are part of what is called earth. So we are looking after ourselves. But the earth herself has a sentient and can look after herself with or without us. It's like if we cut off a finger, we'd still live. We'd be fine. It'd be really weird, but we'd be fine. And it's the same for her. If we were no longer part of it, she, the earth, would be fine and grow and continue and shift. But instead, she's offering us support. She's offering us gifts of the spirit, so that we can continue to do this. Why? Because we are actually helping the earth by being who we are, move from the third dimension into a higher spiritual plane. And if you haven't figured it out yet, we are in a course of ascension. And what does ascension mean? It means that a lot of what we took for granted in the third level energy will no longer be appropriate. We will, when we think, things will happen faster. So if we say, hey, I'd like to have an apple, that apple is going to appear very quickly. It might even actually appear in your hand. So you want to be very, very careful of how you think. You can be very angry with somebody without being specifically angry. So, for instance, if you're angry, you say, I am very angry with this person. That person will know you're angry with them. But if you say, I'm angry and I wish that person would have an accident, that's what you have to be careful of. You can be angry with people. That's allowable. You can say, I love that person. That person will know that they are loved. But you can't go, I love that person. I want them in my heart. I want them in my arms. You can't do that. And that is a huge can't. But you can love them. And if they choose to come to you, because you do not want to break their free will. So thinking is a very huge part of what we are moving into, what we're moving around and dealing with. We want to be very confident that we think the best thoughts. And I hope you understand what I'm saying, because it is very vitally important. Whether you are one of the ones that choose to go to the higher energy, or you get stuck in the lower energy, and you'd get stuck in the lower energy, it really is not a pretty place to be. Five of Swords. The Five of Swords say a lot of the energy is starting to dissipate. I don't believe that for a second. We still have that third eclipse to go through on the 5th, I believe it is, of July, which is like maybe 10 days away from here, not here, or maybe 9, I'm not sure. We do have the ability to deal with the energy one way or another. And that would be what the moving says. What the moving says, we are very capable of creating well. We have the tools. We just have to believe in ourselves. And that is the big thing. Many of us have the ability, have the capabilities, and we don't believe that we can. So 10 of Cups. We're going forward. This week should bring us some happiness. Let's hope on that, because it's high time. It has been a long time since people have been in the position to be happy. We have that power, Knight of Pentacles. We have that power center under control. We're not trying to be better than the neighbors, the Joneses next door. They've got a new siding on their house. We don't need to get that new siding to feel good about it. If they got a brand new car, doesn't mean we have to go out and get a brand new car. We have that power center under control, which also means we're proud of what we do. We're proud of what we contribute to ourselves and to society. And then comes the Temperance, and that's the support for the week. The Temperance is continuing to bring down fresh energy, which in this case actually helps us move up. It creates a new lighter energy, and that's so that we're more buoyant, because we've been getting rid of the old energy, and maybe we're still getting rid of the old energy, but we're also getting new energy to take the place of the old energy once we've learned how to say, yeah, no, I don't need you anymore. The fact that we are here says that we have a strong work ethic. And that's not necessarily in a job. It is in our spirituality. The 8 of Pentacles. And that's a master craftsman. We are really good at what we do. We've worked really hard to become who we are. And maybe you just started last week to be on the journey. Or maybe you started like me when I was 24, 25, knowingly on the journey. It doesn't matter when you start. It's the fact that you have chosen to do it, and every single one of us that has chosen to do it is an old soul and has the knowledge already. We just have to remember it. And so we come in as the master magician. And we bring in the energy and we shift the energy and we make it work for us. And sometimes when we don't believe in ourselves, we make it work for us in negatives. So don't tell me you're not a master magician when everything you touch turns to stone rather than gold, because you're still doing it. But you're doing it from a negative mindset rather than a positive mindset. So yes, there will be frustration. And this is a frustration of not knowing what the next step is. That's okay. And there is the frustration of wishing that we had what other people have. I don't think that's a big part of what it is. I don't think that card should be in there, because we also got the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles says just the opposite of this, right? So maybe that's just us letting that go. So be in balance, be patient. What you want is, there's things happening behind the scenes that we're unaware of. And do we want to be aware of them? In some cases we do, in some cases we don't. And I've been chatting on a long time. So I'm going to whip through the next three. So the Queen of Pentacles is confidence, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Be confident. The Hermit is the way shower. Be the way shower and allow yourself the Eight of Wands to be flying high, be very happy, enjoy, and at the same time remain very strongly grounded. So we are in a position of moving. And if you look at the card, it is a heart movement. You want the heart to be involved in everything. The heart is the master. The mind is the servant. The heart knows before the mind does. All right. So when you do that, then you are going to be assured of success and growth. I cannot promise you an easy week. I can promise you there will be periods of joy and happiness and forward movement. But whether it's easy or not, that's totally different. Good week, not easy necessarily. But hey, what's different from the last 5 months? Hello, everybody.
Moonfeather says, hello, ladies. How are you both?
We're good. I think Elle's starting to heal. She doesn't have a bright red nose anymore.
It's only been a week.
It's only been a week.
Ashley S. says, hi, ladies.
Hi.
Polynesian Princess says, hi, Elisha and Elle. How is it going?
Good. And hopefully good for you, too.
Gabby McMaster says, hello. Hope you both are well. Moonfeather asks, I have been seeing signs of change, dreaming of ravens and panthers. I was wondering if my spirit team has anything to say about the changes coming. It feels intense.
It is intense. And it's not getting any less intense for a long time. And this is just off the top of my head. It is not going to be in any way, shape, or form easy for any of us. And we didn't sign up for easy, unfortunately. I'd love to say we did, but we didn't. So what your guides personally are saying, watch your footing, stay grounded, but it appears that there is a slippery slope, and so be very, very careful of your grounding or where you place your next step, because it can be kind of hard. It won't kill you or anything, but I think it has to do with whom you place your trust in. So be very, very aware of who you're placing your trust in and things like that.
She also added, thank you. Yasmin Fox asks, hello, ladies. When will I end this karma regarding my current situation?
Okay, so if you acknowledge it, if it's a karmic situation and you acknowledge it, and you just say, okay, I know what I've done, I've learned the lesson, then chances are that you, I'm telling you to talk to the universe. I do it out loud. I just wait till everybody's gone so I don't look like an idiot. But talk to the universe. Say, I've learned my lesson, and I would choose to move forward and into something else. And then look at yourself clearly and ask yourself, how much is this that you're hanging on to, which is drama? Because we get caught up in the drama of things, and we think it makes life fun and exciting. And it might simply be that you're just caught up in ego stuff. And drama is okay. Without trying to be very polite, it's just a waste of time. It might be fun, it might be exciting, or he did me wrong, or something like that. But it's up to you to choose to walk away from it or keep it. And if you can, so I'll throw my daughter, one of my daughters, under the bus. She had this guy, and he promised her the world. And then he says, oh, yeah, but I don't really mean it. But her emotions were already hooked in. And I had told her, throw it away, cut him away, have nothing to do with him. But being that she just couldn't leave it alone, she went back for seconds. And now she's basically paying for it. And now she's deciding to, you know what? I think, Mom, I should just cut it off. I should just have nothing to do with it. And I'm going, yeah, well, I kind of think so. Nothing to do with it is probably the best choice. And but she had to go through it for an extra length of time because she didn't choose to let go of the trauma, the potential fast enough. So just look at it. Be hard and say and just let it go. And forgo all that ups and downs and up and arounds and bouts that go with it.
Gabby McMaster says, asks, may I have a message from my angels, please, and thank you.
They're telling you you're actually doing really well. They are suggesting that I know this, and this is what the image I got was, that you duck and stay low for a while. And yes, that's a very funny comment, but it almost looked like you were in a First World War. You know, the pits they had where they ran a lot. They had dug deep into the ground. It almost looked like you should just sort of duck and hide in a bomb shelter for a little while, and not engage. And I think you know what you don't want to engage in. Because it's not going to help you.
Champagne C says, hey, Eliz-sha and Elle, hope all is well.
Hi, Champagne.
Polynesian Princess asks, what was Cash trying to do / say when I kept seeing his car driving by the other day?
He definitely wanted you to notice him. And and kind of frankly, it strikes me a little bit like a 15-year-old with 16-year-old when they just get their new license and they like girls and everything and they trying to get their attention. It just feels like he was trying to get your attention, just like a 15-year or 16-year-old boy did when they were young and drove around with their friends, and they're too shy to actually say, should I ask her out? Should I talk to her? Or shouldn't I? So I'm not sure how serious he is, but I do believe he would like to talk to you a little bit more.
Mysterious Moon asks, "Hi, Eliz-sha. I'm planning on elective surgery, but I'm waiting to get scheduled. When will that likely be?"
Okay, first of all, I have to tell you I'm really lousy with timing. It's not my strength. Electric surgery, though, I do feel it may be September. Hopefully sooner.
Beverly Bright says, "Hope all is well. Blessed be. Happy solstice."
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's already. I haven't even realized it's summer yet, and we're already going into solstice. I'm going to miss all summer, and it's going to be winter again.
Diane Main says, "Hello, ladies.
Hi, Diane.
I've been missing you."
Well, I haven't been on very much.
Keisha W asks, "Hello, Eliz-sha. Are there any blessings coming into my life soon?"
Actually, there is. They're not exactly telling me what the blessing is, but I can see the look on your face. It looks like you're filled with rightful pride, and you're very happy with a certain outcome. It may not be for you. It may be for a younger member of your family, but there's definitely a lighting up of your energy for you, and it I think I lost. Oh, yeah, I'm still there. That's weird. I It feels good. It feels like it causes you to be a little bit transcendent. Your energy is a little bit. It's something that you may feel for somebody else, but it lifts you up tremendously.
Miriam M says, "Hi."
Hi, Marion.
Maria Herrera says, "Hello, hello, both of you. Will I find the apartment I'm looking for? Thank you."
Oh, that's a yes. The time will align. I can't promise you. That's the problem. That's the problem, because I've seen that apartment for you for a while now, and I think it's coming closer. I'm not exactly sure how close it is to where you live right now, actually, but I still see a little bit of a tiny little yard, and it is a very tiny little yard, but it's a perfectly tiny little yard, if that makes sense.
Passion Ness says, "Hello."
That's a new name, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mama B asks, "If I were to date the Cancer man named A, would it be a good relationship?"
I think so. I think you probably get along fairly well with each other. Uh, he's not as. You might have to make some adjustments to your style of dating. It's all. He seems like he might be just a little more mature than some of the men you've dated before, so he understands. So it's just what's the word? What you've done, how you've dated in the past may not be applicable for how you will date with this guy, and I think it'd actually be good for you to with this guy might actually be really good for you.
Passioness asks, will Citizen Bank hire me as a permanent employee? I work as a temporary employee for them right now.
I think it's really funny. The answer came so fast that I'm not 100% sure if I heard it correctly, but I believe the answer is yes. I believe it is. And it might be that because I get a little bit of a energy there. And it might be that you choose, it might be that you choose not to accept or something, because there's something there that's a little bit, it doesn't actually jive. It doesn't feel like it's 100% of a fit, and I think it might be on your part that you have a yes or a no answer to that. It might be that something comes along that is actually something you're more interested in. I'm not sure, but there's a little bit of a disconnect, and that's all and I don't exactly know, but it's on your part, whether you choose or not, I believe.
Miriam M asks, where will I fit in regarding work? Kratos or Linwood?
Okay, hang on. I suspect Linwood is a little bit more suited to who you are, but I don't think it really. And with it ends up that you're with the other one. It's not a huge difference. Oh, if that makes sense. It's you'll probably be a little happier with Linwood, but the other place, it's not a huge difference.
They're a decent fit, both places.
I'm not sure if I'd say that actually, but for the time being, it works.
And Naomi C asks, has Michael been ignoring me?
Michael's scared, but he's saying that he's ignoring you because he's got too much to do. But somehow or other you frightened him. Maybe it was you're a little bit more intense than he is, and he's not comfortable with intensity. But what he said to me was he's busy. Okay.
Lila P asks, how does Antoine feel about me?
Who?
Antoine. For Lila.
Yeah. I think, and I apologize for what I'm about to say. I think he thinks that there's too much going on between the two of you, and it's not always straightforward. and he finds that very, very frustrating. He likes things to be straightforward and not convoluted. So I'm picking up frustration. Okay.
Playgirl Bunny 2121 says hi.
Hi.
Sharon Stone asks, how does Don Trail feel about me?
Dawn Trail?
Trail. Don Trell.
Okay. He seems to really like you. He's got a funny sense of humor. And I also think he's also a little bit insecure. So his idea of whether you'd be interested in him or not, he doesn't think you'd be interested in him. But if you are, he'd be overjoyed. But he doesn't feel that a girl like you would be interested in a guy like him. And that's his inside persona. His outside persona may be quite different. Just pay attention to it and try and find him sometime when he's alone and just have a talk with him. And see what he's like when he's not got his persona on, because he has a strong persona and that's not who he is.
Yasmin J asks, will there ever be a relationship between me and the Cancer guy?
He's not decided. He's not. He hasn't decided, which means that there is an instant. There's not an instant attraction between the two of you. I mean, he would think about it, and he doesn't think you're horrible or anything. But it's just it's not like you're top of his list. Let's put it that way. And you're worth more than that. So you want to be with somebody that thinks that you're all that and then some. And it's not that he's a horrible guy. It's just some people just are not meant to be together. They just don't have the chemistry the way. Okay.
Tay asks,
Hey, Tay.
hello, lovely ladies. It's been a while. Do my spirit guides have any messages for me for the month of July?
Something's coming your way. And I think it's something you've been waiting for a while. And I think you should pay great attention to it, because it's something you've been asking for a while, and it's still going to come as a surprise. But it's something that's fun and healthy, and it should be a good month that way. I expect July to be a little bit scary, but that's a different part of the energy than what you're going to go through. So good luck, have fun, enjoy, because go ahead.
Okay. Champagne C says, yes, love all the knowledge and uplifting messages. Love it. Thank you, Eliz-sha, for always empowering us as a collective.
Well, it's actually really important that we do that we are empowered, because we live in a world that tries to that spends a lot of time diminishing us and making us less than. And quite frankly, there's no need for us to be less than.
Karen Sue asks, will I be okay with my anxiety traveling down south to visit the Libra man named M?
Anxiety. Yeah, I have a few. I don't get anxiety, but I have dealt with anxiety with people. That's a really tough one. I would highly suggest you get yourself a worry stone. And every time you start to feel a little insecure, touch it, play with it, hold it. Get it like a necklace. Go like that. Play with it. Rub it. And put your energy into that rather than thinking. Another thing that works really well, and this is my daughter told me this one, is when you start to feel anxious, count 5, 50, 10, 30, 6, 80, things like that. So you count out, because that takes your right brain and moves it into your left brain. Your left brain does not have anxiety. Only the right brain has anxiety. And anxiety will not last more than an hour at a time. So if you can, if you go into anxiety, if you can find a place to settle down for, and sort of be in a space for half an hour or so, that then you will get out of it. I can't promise you that you will not have anxiety, but I can promise you that the visit is going to be much better than you anticipate. Because anxiety doesn't have rhyme or reason. It just hits you when you're least expecting it. But I think basically you can handle and you will be able to deal with your anxiety.
Also, going back quickly to counting out of order, your brain can't focus on two things at once. It can't focus on counting out of order and holding on to the irrational fear or anxiety that you're feeling. So if you go 1, 300, 7, 6,000, it stops that anxiety from taking hold and helps you easily think through what the next step is. How do I stop this before it comes back, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
It also helps you fall asleep too.
And also another thing I could recommend is, if you've got, and everybody has one nowadays, Google something called the Green Tara chant, and that will also give you a calming effect. The Green Tara, Tara. It's quite a beautiful chant, and it's I highly recommend it. So when you start to feel anxious, start listening to the chant. You could also do the chant yourself. And the lady who was telling me about it says you do the chant 108 times. And it's I can't tell you what it is, because but it's Tom Tara Tom Sohoya, something along those lines. And if you say that 108 times, it will also take you out of it will also take you out of stress.
I think it's the strange of like I don't know what's coming next. I don't understand the words. I don't It's you're counting out of order. What's the next number? I don't know.
Yeah. So
it's the non-repetitive 1, 2, 3, or the words that you say on a daily basis.
but try take those with you. Take those tools with you.
Yep.
And you will enjoy yourself much more than you realize.
Diane Main asks, would that be an agate around your neck from me?
Actually, let me show you what I've made. I have made a couple of things from your stones, and that's not it. Where'd it go? Because I made one, and I have it here especially especially I want to send it to you, but I have this thing. I hate going to the post office, but this is the cornelian, and I just love this cornelian, and this is the one I made specially to send to you. And I think it's beautiful, but then I like my work. But I have a lot of your stones here, and I keep looking at them, wondering how can I do them justice, right? Because they're so unique, they're so gorgeous. How can I do them justice? But this one is an amethyst, actually.
Quickly going back to Karen Sue and the mantra that you were trying to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Georgie Watt says that's called the Green Tara mantra.
Mm-hmm.
Om tare tu ra so ha.
Yeah, that's it exactly. And Google it. Get it on your.
Well, she. I mean, unless there's more to it, she put it in.
No, but if you Google it, have it on your machine,
yeah.
and you can say it with the people. Say it with the energy of the people that were doing it.
And thank you, Georgie Watt, for.
And that's really cool that you know that.
Jennifer Schwab says, "Hello, ladies. Hope all is well."
Actually, I need to message you and talk to you. I have made that. I had made the not this one, but I made one, and then I looked at it and I'm going, crap, I got them backwards. So we had to remake it, and it's still in the process. That's why it's taking forever and a day, and a few others and other things too, really.
And she asks, can you give me a message about whether I'm on the correct life path? Thank you so much.
On the correct life path.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one. There's a lot behind that question, I suspect. So basically, I think you are on the correct life path. There are times that it's really frustrating to be where you are at because of situations. But basically, yes, you are on the right, correct life path. And part of what it is that you need to, and I hate the word need to, but that you're being asked, I guess would be a better word. You're being asked to transcend that which you feel is holding you back. And there's ways and things to go about doing that. But mostly it's to not own what the other person is telling you, not own how the other person acts, and just rise above that energy, if that makes sense.
Lily Duo asks,
hey Lily,
hello ladies, how are you? Can I ask any insight regarding my relationship? lately I have surrendered and felt the need to control nothing. Thank you a lot.
Well, that's really powerful. Uh, so basically, what the guides are not talking about your relationship, they're talking about you. Basically, what they're saying is that you have come to a place where you are moving into a new spiritual level, and because you're moving into a new spiritual level, things are going to move, change for you a great deal, and some things that you have loved and cherished may go by the wayside because they are no longer valuable for you. But know that know that your guides are really proud and very, very impressed with what you have chosen, and basically they're telling you that you're doing extremely well, and they did not talk about your relationship.
Champagne C asks, Eliz-sha, so the other day I had 4 crows outside my home just waiting for me to come out. Was that a sign for me? Thank you.
Of course it was a sign. Crows are the crows come from the void, and the void is neutral. So the message they bring can be one of two things. It can be very good, or it can be the other. My feeling is that it was very good, the message that was brought for you. So I think it's a really powerful message, and I suspect you know what the message is.
Love Life says, thank you so much. Mysterious Moon says, by the way, I love seeing you and Elle. It's been so long and been too busy over here.
Yeah, it's amazing how fast life goes, hey?
And Keisha W says, thank you. Passion Ness says, thank you, Eliz-sha. Miriam M says, thank you. Maria R asks, who would be a better man for me, the Cancer or Libra?
I think Cancer might be the better choice, but that again, that's a decision that only you can make, unfortunately.
And I just realized I skipped a bunch of people. I apologize.
Nope.
Ashley S asks, does Joe want to be with Asia?
Honestly, I don't think he's actually thought about it, because when I asked him, he looked a little a little surprised. And honestly, like I said, it's not something he'd thought about, but now that he's thinking about it, it might possibly be that yes, he does. So I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but it was not something that had been part of his thinking process before that.
Diane Main asks, my anxiety is too much. Still all alone. Gary has a woman who we thought would be good for me, shunned by sis. Can the guides see peace in my mind soon? I'm trying to stay positive.
So basically, they show me what you do anyhow. They suggest that you go do more hiking. It shows me more the ocean than the mountains, but I mean, you can combine the two in short spurts, it would be really good. They're also suggesting that be patient. And, okay, this is what they said, all right? If you can shuck the expectations from your shoulders and just live in the moment, then there is a guide that's going to be there, and it's a male. It's going to be there for you. There's also feels to me like there is a woman that's going to be coming into your life who is who's friends. You know what I mean? Just simply friends. And women need female friends. Women often need. We need female friends, and that's just the way it is. But there is a woman there who will. She's very shy, very quiet. She doesn't talk a lot, and you probably haven't even noticed her because she doesn't talk a lot. But she kind of admires you. She admires your grit, and she admires the way you live life, and the two of you will get into lots of mischief together. Not bad mischief, but people come up and go, what are you two laughing about now? Well, giggling is probably what they say, because that's what men say to women. But the potential is for you to have your cake and eat it too, honestly. Just be patient, and just be patient. Things are coming your way, because you deserve, not simply because you put in the effort, you've put in the time and the effort, and you have a good heart. But it is, people on the spiritual journey, they do people on the spiritual journey are often alone. So just if you get one good friend, you be happy.
Love Life asks, hello, can you tell me if my father has another child that we're not aware of?
I think I'm not 100% sure. I think he may have had another child. I'm not 100% sure the child is still alive. And that's basically all so the potential is, yes, that your father has had another child, and I can't tell you 100% the child is alive or dead.
Maria R asks, oh, okay, you already answered her. Suman Kapoor asks, any messages for me? I've been feeling anxious and angry lately.
Well, yeah, and that has a lot to do with the energy that's going on around the world right now. People who are not anxious and not, as a general rule, not tied into this energy are having a hard time dealing with the energy. And I've talked to people who are really spiritually grounded, and they're having trouble. Everybody's having trouble. This too shall pass. It is not something that is going to last forever. But in the meantime, it is really difficult. And I highly recommend that you do practices. I mean, grounding practices, if you can, because, like I said, it's affecting everybody, and it's affecting people to the point where they cannot handle life. They don't realize that they have a choice, and that it's going to not last forever, and they commit suicide. I'm talking to a young man last night who's stressed out because a couple of his friends have committed suicide, and because they cannot handle the energy. Well, they don't have the understanding of what's happening, so it makes it very difficult. So the more of an empath you are, and people who come on to this and ask for interactive readings, or basically you can guarantee you're an empath, and you're going to be stressed out right now. It's going to be a time of pain and heartache. It's because we're letting go of all the muck. And so when the muck is let go of, things will improve, and hang in there. Grounding is the very best thing you can do. It really is the best thing you can do.
Angelida here with a $10 super chat asks, "Hi, Eliz-sha. I was thinking about you. My mom has been hospitalized for 2 days for a drip and observation as she has been diagnosed with gallbladder stone.
Painful.
Please pray for her. And what do you see for her?"
So gallbladder stones are extremely painful, really painful. It's like giving birth. But as a general rule, they're not, beyond being extremely painful. They don't usually take anybody's life. Hopefully the pain, she'll pass the stone, or they'll give her something to reduce the size of it so it passes easily. But besides being really super painful, she might have to have her gallbladder out. That's not psychic. That's just, it's what I've heard, what's happened in the past with people I know. But it doesn't seem to affect them terribly badly. And this too shall pass. It's really scary and frightening, but as a general rule, it's not anything. It's not anything that's. And I feel that your mom is really afraid. This is where you come in, and you want to be the one of be very grounded and chirpy, and say, "Mom, it's fine. You're going to be fine. Don't worry about it. We love you. We're here for you, and we have people praying for you." So don't tell her that don't belittle it, because it's extremely painful, and her fear is real. But be supportive and uplifting. Okay, good luck with that.
TJ says, "Thank you so much. Hopefully it's that tall, handsome stranger I've been asking for, LOL.
I'm hoping that's what it is too.
I'm glad July is going to be a good month for me."
I can't promise good, but it will be exciting.
Georgie Warwat asks, "Hello, Eliz-sha and L. Any messages regarding what's coming in the near future for me?"
Are we actually? Are we still on? Because it says it's live. It says 12:33, and it's been 12:33 for like ages.
But you also have a dialogue box.
Okay, still working?
Yeah,
And nobody's complaining?
not that I've read.
Okay, so Georgie wants to know what?
What messages are what any messages regarding what's coming in the near future for her.
So all my your guides, not mine, your guide said was hang on to your hat. Things are going to get fast like a roller coaster. And they look excited. And that could be good or bad because coming from the guides, to be honest. Because guides have a tendency to think things are fun and exciting that we don't think are so much fun and exciting. But but things are going to start moving for you rapidly. And it's like they said, and they showed me a roller coaster and hanging onto your hat with two hands. Okay, so good luck with that.
Michelle Lynn asks, hello, what's coming up for me in love?
So believe it or not, probably towards the end of August, there appears to be some energies shift and change. And this one, I don't think it's a summer romance, actually. I think it's something that comes in and is actually serious. So, but I think it's towards the end of summer rather than end of August, because summer might be where you are in September. And so something is coming. I don't have much longer. I have a reading coming up.
Okay. It's been an hour anyhow, and sadly we can't get to everybody.
How many left?
1, 2, 3. Let's see. 4, 5.
No, I can't do that many.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Can we quickly, because it seems to be at the moment the most pressing question.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Gio wants to know, her husband will be having a mini operation on Monday in the kidney. Will he be all right?
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I think the chances of it being, the doctor says, just a real easy, straightforward operation. Your husband is really nervous about it, and that's causing him more anxiety than the actual operation will cause. It should actually go really easily. It's you if you cannot feed his fear and just be there for him, hold his hand, be supportive, and go, yes, dear, I hear you, and listen to him, but don't feed his fear, because it will go much easier for both of you. And yourself, don't be in fear, because the fear will attract that which you don't want. But I don't see anything there that will cause you any form of problems except the fear that you're holding yourself. Okay? So remember, tell him you hear him. Don't feed him when he has his fears. Just say, I hear you. Okay?
So we're sorry we can't get to everyone today.
I do. I wouldn't mind going longer, but I have a reading that I have to do.
Yeah, and it's not.
And it's a
pretty
long
close.
one.
So we'll be back next Friday.
We'll try to be back next Friday. If my energy levels come up, I will try and do it twice a week, maybe Wednesdays and Fridays. I'm not sure. But at this moment, my energy levels, because of the energy that's going on, like everybody else, I am affected. And it's taking a lot of my energy to deal with the ascension that we're going through. Recognize the ascension is really good. Recognize that it's very positive. Doesn't mean it's not going to be
exhausting,
bringing up crap for you to release. And yes, crap's going to come up to be released from your childhood, from other lifetimes, over and over again. Just bring it up, acknowledge it, release it, and you should be fine. Okay, and I apologize for the people I couldn't reach.
If you join us next week and remind us that we didn't get to your questions, I will try my hardest to get to you first. But if you put I was here last week and didn't get a reading in your question, that will help let me know to read yours first. Otherwise, thank you for joining us. Thank you for liking and maybe subscribing and clicking that bell for notifications.
Yeah. The more you ring that bell, the more I get spread around, and the more I'm spread around, the more chance of me being back here on YouTube. But I'm really glad to be back with people that I'm old friends with.
Yeah. And we thank you all for your understanding, and we'll see you again next week.
Okay. So namaste. Namasko.
Bye, everybody.
I think we're ended.
No, go up to the dialogue up top above your head and go cancel. And then now end it. Bye, guys.
That's